Hi guys, I want to go over an exercise called the Lunge Matrix. I've just got two 5 kilo weights in my hands. So what's the point of this exercise? I feel like it's a great exercise to condition your quads and your hip muscles for running in a variety of different ways. So a lot of the time people do the traditional sort of lunge and they lunge down the hall like this, and they might do 30 forward lunges. A lot of people do step ups just in a straight line, and yes, running is in a straight line, but we are on one leg all the time, so we do have a lot of load going through our hips too. And I think the good thing about the Lunge Matrix is there's 4 different movements, and you do lunges in all different ways, and you load up the system in all different ways. And so if you're preparing to do a lot of trail runs or runs on different surfaces with lots of turns, you never run in just a straight line really. So it's good to prepare your muscles to load up the lateral chain a little bit more when you're doing lunges, so that you're preparing it for a variety of different movement patterns, because we use our muscles in different movement patterns all the time. The advantage of doing some exercises like this is it's not just about strength capacity, but it's also about movement variety, so that you have got a little bit of condition in all different, a breadth of movement patterns. So it's more training the movement pattern rather than a muscle in isolation. So and that's how we use our body, isn't it? We don't just use our muscles in isolation, we're often using 20 together, and it's about training them for that so that they work well together. Alright, let's get started. So the first movement, and I just do 5 in each direction, is the forward lunge. So you might pick the right leg to start with. You go down nice and slowly, tap your knee, tap the weights to the ground, and then back. So that's 1. 2, I'm just going to demonstrate 1 rep, but I'd always do 3 reps of this. And you might combine it with other exercises as you cycle through. Okay, that's 4, 5 forward lunges. So with the forward lunge, you're just stepping forward, tapping your knee, and then going back like that. That really loads up your glutes and your quads. The next one is stepping back, and it's a backward lunge. So that front leg, so I'm still doing my right leg at the moment, and that back leg is where the load is. The front leg is just dangling on the ground, so it's just there for balance. Loading up that back leg. Now you'll see with this one, as you step back, that knee takes a lot of load. So does the hips, but it's just a different direction of movement. Your weight is so see how my knee is quite forward over my toes. Whereas with that forward lunge that we did at the start, my knee's not over my toes. So you'd say that this backward lunge loads up your quads a little bit more, and you're a bit more bolt upright. Whereas this one, like that, you're a bit more hunched over and loads the glutes a little bit more. Okay? So you do 5 of these backward lunges. Okay, that's 2 exercises of the Lunge Matrix done for the right side. Then you go laterally and load up that lateral leg, put the weights either side of the knee. So all the weights on the lateral leg, you shift your weight over it, tap the weight, and back up. 5 of these. Good. 4, 5. And then we do the oblique lunge. So your feet are together, you step outwards, keep that front foot pointing forwards, shift the weights over your knee, put all that weight over that back leg, and then 2. So that's really getting your lateral chain again. So these 2, where you step like that, so lateral lunge, and the oblique diagonal kind of lunge, really get that glute and that lateral chain a bit more. They really sort of get into your right glute. So do 5 of these. Good. And 1 more. Nice. Okay. Then you go on to the other side. So we'll go over the exercises for repetition's sake. So you go forward. Hinging at the hips, tap the weight, Yeah, and then back. Okay, so forward with the left leg now. All that weight on that front leg. Yep. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now a backward lunge. So this is the forward lunge. Like that, so yeah, you're really hinging at the hips and the knees sort of going just up to your toes. With this backward lunge, yeah, see how my knees really tracking forward over my toes, yep, and then, yeah, back up, yeah. So it's really loading up that quad, yep, yeah, and then back up. Really loading up that quad, yep, and then back up. 2 more. All that weight on that back leg, good. Let that knee go over the toes. You're a bit more bolt upright with this one. Yeah, whereas that forward one, you're definitely hinging more at the hips, okay? All right, so you've done those. Now, lateral chain, so you're stepping across onto that left leg, all that weight over that left leg, and then back. So make sure you get that hip over the leg, and you're not like this as you do it. Yep, so you get that hip over that leg, yep, and you're really activating those glutes. You're not hiding those glutes. So that's hiding the glutes, yeah, and doing it like that. This is using those glutes, yeah, as you step across. Yeah, number 4. Yeah, these weights are getting nice and heavy on the legs. Yeah, so 10 kilos, 5 kilos on each side. You pick a weight that's specific to where you're at. Might even do it without the weights to start with and just get deeper into range. See how your body allows it and what pain tells you. All right, so oblique lunge. Yeah, weights outside the knee, and then stepping 2. Feet face forward to start with. That front right leg stays facing forward. Weight shifts onto that left leg, down and up. Yep, 3 more. Good. 2 more. Good. 1 more. Good. Okay. That's the lunge matrix. I do it 3 sets, 3 times over. That was once, just to give you a demonstration of it. But yeah, great routine. Really gets the glutes, really gets the quads. So it gets that proximal strength and conditioning going. So that, yeah, you've got that that cushion, that stability in your glutes and your quads. Yeah, that shock absorbing conditioning. Just a really easy one to do. And it's good variation from just doing forward lunges down the hall, just to get a bit more variety and exercising different movement patterns. So yeah, like, you know, the forward one where it's a bit more glute, the back one where it's a bit more quad, lateral runs where it's, you know, it's quad and glute still, but yeah, it's a bit more sort of suddenly hip stabilizers. Yeah, and then same with this one, a bit more hip stabilizers too. So it's just getting your brain to be aware of all those different muscles, and then making sure that they don't get hidden in just doing forward lunges and you're not actually training them. So you're training a broad variety of movement patterns so that you've got more options long term, and conditioning, a wide spread of conditioning. All right, enjoy it.